Hey y'all, I'm Anna and welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited because I am sharing a what's for dinner video, and I love watching these on YouTube. I watch them all the time. I have like 5 or 6 different YouTubers that I watch every week. I get so many dinner ideas and I cook every night pretty much for my family, and sometimes I get bored with the same things over and over. So I hope that this video is helpful for you all. It is going to be a little bit longer than normal, but I promise you that I've got 3 amazing recipes that I'm going to share with you. I have already filmed all 3 of them. They were all delicious, so I hope that you enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started with the first recipe. The first recipe I'm sharing with you is called creamy baked chicken, and I found it in a recipe book or a cookbook that I made when I was a senior in high school. I'll show you that in just a minute. This recipe is so good, so let's get started. So here is my special little cookbook that I made back when I was a senior in high school. I graduated in 2007, so this is like, I don't even know, I can't even do the math, what, 13, 14 years old now, and it just brings back so many memories because I worked so hard on this. My mom actually helped me out a lot. But anyways, this is very special to me, and I called it Anna Lee and Katie Sue Special Edition Family Cookbook. And that's because my papa used to call me Anna Lee, and he called my sister Katie Sue. That's not even our middle names. I don't know why he called us that, but that was like our little nickname, so that's why I named the book Anna Lee and Katie Sue's Family Cookbook. So my papa passed away from Parkinson's disease, and when I sold these books, I can't remember how much I sold them for. It was so long ago, but I sent all of the proceeds to the Michael J. Fox Foundation, and that's what we did with that. So here is what it looks like when you open it up. I have a whole dedication page to my papa. If you want to pause and read it, you can. When I read that, it really brings back memories. I could cry even looking at it. Look at him, he's so sweet. I miss him so much. So I already took out the recipe that we're going to use today. This was from my Aunt Miriam. She was from Pennsylvania. That's where my dad is from. And this is such a good recipe. I've made it one other time. I'm going to change a little bit, and I'll tell you when we get there what I'm going to change. So for this recipe, I've got about 3 to 3.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. I'll be using some white American cheese. You can use any kind of sliced processed cheese that you like. And honestly, you really can't taste the cheese in it. It just makes it really rich and creamy. It's so good. I've got a 1/2 cup of milk, a can of cream of chicken soup, a box of the stovetop chicken stuffing mix, 1 stick of butter, and I'm gonna go melt that in just a minute, and some salt and pepper. I'm going to sprinkle all of the chicken with a little bit of salt and pepper. So now I'm going to cover all of the chicken with some cheese. Now I'm going to pour this mixture on top. In the same bowl, I just rinsed it out really well. I'm going to add 1 stick of butter. And I'll go melt this real quick. The butter is melted, and now I'm going to add the whole box of the stovetop chicken stuffing mix. And now we'll pour this all on top. I think there was a typo when we typed up the recipe, because in the book it says to use 1 cup of stuffing, and boy, I tried that the other day and it was not near enough, so I just did the whole box. The recipe also said to use a 1/4 cup of milk, but I used 1/2 cup. So now this is ready to go into the oven at 350 for about 1 hour or so, and while that bakes, I'm going to make some mashed potatoes, and I'll show you how I do that as well. This is about 2.5 to 3 pounds of potatoes. I'm going to peel them. I have a big pot pot ready that I'm going to boil my potatoes in. So now I'm just going to peel them into large chunks. I just put these on my stove and I turned it on high, and I'll let this come up to a boil and cook for about 15 or 20 minutes. So I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I just added half a stick of butter to this and about a 1/4 cup of whole milk. I'm gonna blend it together, and then I might add some more whole milk later, just depending on the consistency. I'll also add in about a 1/2 cup of sour cream. So I do need to add a little bit more milk. It's kind of on the dry side, so I'll do maybe another 2 or 3 tablespoons. Okay, y'all, that was amazing. I really hope that you try that recipe. It is too easy not to try, and I promise your family will really like it. It's a new family favorite of ours. I'm gonna be making that a lot more often. Time for recipe number 2. This is a salad that I make quite often. It is so easy to put together, and every time I make it, I tell myself, Anna, make this more often. It is so good, and my kids even love it. Owen tore this up the other night. He ate every bite on his plate. He didn't eat any onions, but he loved the lettuce and some ranch and the chicken, and it's just so easy. You probably have most of these ingredients already on hand, so let's get started with this one. Here is an overview of everything that I like to put in my salad. My favorite kind of lettuce to use is a mixture of the Butter Bliss and either some romaine, whoops, it just fell, romaine or some iceberg, and today I got some iceberg, so I've got my Butter Bliss. This is so good. I love how like soft it is. It's my favorite. So I've got my lettuce ready. I will chop this up in just a minute. We'll have some grape tomatoes, some red onion, avocado, some shredded cheddar. For my chicken, I have 2 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and they're pounded real thin. To me, that's perfect for salads or for quick cooking chicken because it doesn't take that long to cook. And to season it, I'll use some taco seasoning, and this is why I like to buy my taco seasoning in a big container, because I don't need a ton of it to season just 2 chicken breasts. So if you just have the seasoning packets, you probably wouldn't need an entire seasoning packet. So that's why I like to buy mine in the big container. I like my chicken to be nice and hot when I eat it on this salad. You could, of course, eat it cold. It'd still be really good, but I like mine hot. So I'm gonna wait a few more minutes before I cook the chicken. I'm gonna get all of my lettuce chopped and everything put into a big salad bowl. And after I have that ready, we'll start on the chicken. These are gonna cook on both sides for about 5 minutes. Okay, that was such an easy salad to put together. I really hope that you enjoyed that one. Let's get started with recipe number 3. Recipe number 3, broccoli cheddar soup. This is so good. It is such a great comfort food on a cold winter's night. My family loves it, and I've only made this soup like 2 other times in the past. I don't know why I don't make it more often because my family loves it. So let's get started with broccoli cheddar soup. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of butter to my Dutch oven. This is on medium heat, and I'm going to let this melt, and then we'll saute the onion. It's been about 3 minutes. Now I'm going to add in 4 tablespoons of butter. I'll let that melt down, and then we'll add in some flour. The butter is nice and melted, so now I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of flour. I'm going to stir this constantly for about a minute. It's been about a minute, and now I'm going to add in 2 cups of chicken stock, but I'm going to do it 1 cup at a time. So here's some water, and I'll add in some Better Than bouillon base in a second. Adding in another cup of water. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of half and half. I'm going to let this cook for another minute or 2, stirring it constantly, making sure that there's no lumps of flour in there. Now it's time to add in all of the broccoli and carrots. I'm actually going to add another about 1/4 cup of water to this. In my opinion, this is really thick. You don't have to do that though. You can leave it as is, or you can add some more like me. I'll season this well with some salt and pepper. A 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. A 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And a 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard. Okay, my soup has been simmering for about 15 minutes, and I just realized that the microphone on my camera was backwards that whole time, so I'm sorry if that sounded bad earlier. It should be better now. Okay, so this has been simmering, like I said, for about 15 minutes, and now I'm going to take my immersion blender, and I'm only going to blend this a little bit because my preference is I like it a little bit creamy, a little bit chunky, but you can do this as much as you want, or you could do it none at all and just leave it like this. So I'm just gonna go in here with my immersion blender and blend it up just a little bit. All right, this is about 2 cups of grated cheddar. All right, so this is done for now. I'm gonna turn this on low and cover it and let it just sit here until Zach gets home. And in the meantime, I'm gonna make some homemade croutons to go on top, and I'll show you how I do that too. So the other night, my dad made Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, and he got some bread like this from Publix from the deli. It is so good, and he gave me some extra that he didn't use, and I do not want this to go to waste. So I cubed them up into big pieces like that, and I'm gonna throw them on the baking sheet. And to that, I'll add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, some salt and pepper, and freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I also have my oven preheated at 400. I'm just gonna toss everything together. So now I'll pop these in the oven for about 10 minutes. And that wraps up our last recipe, broccoli cheddar soup. We all loved it. I hope that you give it a try. You will not be disappointed. I will have all of the recipes either written down below or linked below for you so that you could recreate them yourself. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like videos like this and you want to see more where I do like 3 in 1, let me know and I will definitely continue doing them. I had so much fun just filming over the course of about a week and then making just one video out of it. Thank you again for watching, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!